Don't tell my dad, but I've borrowed his BYD Atto and given it some much needed customization so I can give you a first impressions of this awesome EV. I've been driving the BYD Dolphin for about a year now, so it's time that I compare the two. I've got a couple of different assumptions about the Atto, and whether they're true or false, I am yet to find out. So let's jump in and see what I think. Alright, I would never take anyone's car, let alone my dad's, without permission. By the way, he's kindly let me borrow this for this video. And honestly, as soon as you get in, it feels so different in the interior. Like, there's definitely similarities in terms of materials, but when you compare it to the Dolphin, wow, it has its own aesthetic. The shifter is really interesting. You press your thumb into the unlock button and then pull back to go into drive, or you press your thumb into the unlock and push forward to reverse. And if you want to park it, there's a little button here underneath, or there's another park button here, and you've got the start stop button in the middle of the console, whereas mine is up here on the dash behind the steering wheels. A lot of physical buttons in here as well if you like your physical controls, as well as the delights of a touchscreen that is highly responsive, by the way. Look at this thing. It feels BYD. The steering wheel is exactly the same. The console tablet is the same, but what's also different would be the vents. I've got my vents up here. There are air vents down here, which is an interesting angle, but I'm not finding it's bothering me being cooled down, bottoms up. Oh, and the interior door handles, crazy. But I actually love that BYD has just done things like that. Like, what even is this handle? It's so unique. I don't know if it's the easiest to open when you're not used to it, and I would hope that for anyone that needs assistance of any kind getting in and out of the vehicle can handle it, but for me, it's fine. And yeah, very strange. And they've also got these guitar-like strings. Oh, can you hear that? So crazy. And I have heard some people say that the Atto interior isn't for them. And you can understand it when you jump inside. It is definitely its own brand of style. To be honest, I think that's what's made me feel a little bit elitist in comparison with the BYD Dolphin when it comes to the Atto. Like, I feel like my car's interior is more awesome. But to be honest, it's pretty much exactly the same aside of the things that I've just mentioned. The materials of the seats. The seat is a little different though. This headrest, so it does jut out just a tiny bit, whereas mine's flat all the way up in the BYD Dolphin. So as a short 5'2" person, I kind of do feel like my head's pushed a tiny bit more forward, and I almost sit underneath it. I don't know if you can tell, but my whole head is so short.
By the way, I now have an EV review channel. Please consider subscribing.
Electric seats, by the way, which are so easy to use. Backwards, forwards, up and down, and the tilt on the backrest as well. Not bad overall. Definitely more comfortable than expected. It is very similar to the BYD Dolphin. I was under the assumption that the chair would be entirely different in size. It's mainly just this headrest part that is, and there feels like a little bit of more lumbar support. I don't know if I'm imagining that, but overall I feel comfortable and ready to roll. So let's take this on a spin. Woo! I promise I'll look after your car. All right, let's go. Whoa. Cut this out. I do need to put my glasses on because although I can see incredibly well, we just need that 4K vision. I think I'm pushing like 720p these days, but let's upgrade. Okay, beautiful weather today. Way too hot to do anything but be in an air-conditioned car though, in my opinion. So I'm pretty stoked to be going on a bit of a cruise in my dad's Atto. Is it called the Atto 3, by the way? Or are we all just calling it the Atto now? Because I don't understand why there's a number at the end of this car's name. Tell me. By the way, if you enjoy my EV reviews here on Awesome EVs, make sure to subscribe, make sure to like, because I will keep them coming, and I do hope to continue to review all of the BYD vehicles. I don't know if I'll get every single one of them, but I'm going to try, and of course other EV brands will be coming soon. I'm a big fan of Hyundai's EVs coming out. The Insta, oh my gosh, sign me up. And the Ioniq range, beautiful. Also a big fan of Kia, and I know they're somewhat related, so They just know what they're doing. But BYD has been just such an awesome vehicle for both myself and my dad and every BYD owner I've met. Honestly, this is really comfortable and I am surprised. I feel really high up too. That is the main difference. Obviously, the BYD Dolphin is a low to the ground, little cute car. This, on the other hand, it feels really similar to the experience I've had my whole life. I've been driving a CRV for most of my driving years. Big fan. And oh, there goes one now. What the? So if you are short or petite, get excited because not only does this car comfortably seat my, I'm guessing 5'8" dad, but me at 5'2", I have been able to raise my seat up high enough to feel like I can see out no problem. And with that being said, great visibility all around, just like the Dolphin. I'm so impressed with the visibility in these cars. Here you also have a hidden NFC charging pad for your phones. You can wirelessly charge. Cup holders here, which are quite small. Candy, snacks. Heaps of room in here. That is deep. Oh, you can't see. That just keeps going down. Look at it. It's like a black hole. I think if I move my seat back here, you'll be able to see a bit more. There you go. We can reveal everything in here, which is not revealed if you're short. Pretty much everything I have in my BYD Dolphin. Room for plenty of little things here in the bay. For the most part, this is all feeling incredibly familiar. The feeling of the car on the road, how quiet it is in the cabin. You can still have road noise. I can hear the road under me right now, and maybe you can too. But it's really freakishly similar. I hope I don't offend my dad by saying that. Oh, gotta hand it to my dad too. He's cleaned his windows and windshield so well. It's unbelievable, the transparency through these. It's like they're not even there. I really need to figure out what his car care routine is. By the way, little hot tip, I find that when you rotate the display, if you put it in reverse, you get a lot more angles that are really helpful while you're driving. Same goes for the BYD Dolphin. You just get 3 as opposed to 2, I believe. Let's see. Oh, it doesn't want to change it while we're in reverse. That's fair. Good safety feature there. All right, let's change it back. Reverse. There you go. That's pretty handy. I mean, there are still so many different camera angles on the BYD, and I think that the cameras are incredible quality. The resolution is so good, and at night when it's dark, it's so clear and easy to see. As opposed to some big brand car models, it's really impressive. By the way, did you know the 3-finger trick of turning up the aircon really quickly? That's the fan and temperature control. So just 3 fingers on the touch screen. You have to use the claw. There's also a sunroof in this car. You can just open it up so that the shade reveals it. I can actually ask the BYD assistant to do that. Hey BYD, open up the sunshade.
The blind is open.
The BYD Dolphin has one of these as well though, and it's crazy how many premium features are in these cars. The seats in the BYD Atto and Dolphin are also heated, but there's no ventilation, but they are in some other new BYD models, and man, I would kill for that right now. Here's the back. Now, I am often in the back because my mum and dad will be in the front seat, and great leg room, really spacious. We've also got some pretty decent headroom in the back too. Oh my God, did you hear that? If it sounds like something is going down in the background, that is simply a cow calling out, hopefully just to its friends, saying, "Where are you, Terry? Dinner's ready." Terry, you're late! The back is also just as comfortable as the front. I've always been really happy in here, and the Dolphin's a little bit more cramped and smaller and a bit shorter. Still comfortable, but yeah, this is definitely feels a little bit more roomy. Down here you've got a little tray, charging docks, vents. I don't have vents in the back of the BYD Dolphin, so that is a game changer. And this is what the door looks like on the back as well. Okay, to my surprise, the sunroof actually does open entirely. I didn't know that. How good. I have never owned a car with a sunroof that opens because I am but a mere fetus in this world. But look at this, oh, it's beautiful. Whoa, whoa, oh, good scenery, am I right? Good scenery. I'm still getting used to the auto tailgate, which is amazing. You can just press it, double tap on the car key. Plenty of room in the boot here. Very spacious. Comes with a cover. Same with the BYD Dolphin. That's hitting my head here. Is it just because I'm short? I don't know how you do it, Dad. Oh, he's got this nice little mat in here. This looks like he might have bought it separately. And there is like plenty of space underneath. Wow. It's almost as messy as my car. It's just hidden mess. You got a little space here, a light, and there you have it. Also, the seats do go down. I haven't done this for a while. So you pull up here. It's pretty impressive how flat they go. So there's plenty of space if you need it. Not a bad looking car too, isn't it? Well, there you have it. I don't know if I'm going to cop any criticism for saying this, but it feels extremely similar to the BYD Dolphin to drive. And I think that's a good thing because I've been really happy with the Dolphin for the past year. My dad seems to love this car, although he's really interested in the new C line coming out. I think overall, it's just a really great car to drive. It's tempting. I will say that. Having that slightly bigger car, it doesn't feel a lot bigger, to be honest, especially when you're driving. It doesn't feel physically large, like I'm really worried about where I'm positioning myself. I see what the hype is all about though. It's just an excellent all-round EV at a really great price point. No wonder this thing flew off the shelves and continues to be a popular EV in the Australian market. Now, because this was a first impressions comparing it to my experience with the BYD Dolphin, I might have missed quite a bit. You might be thinking, you barely reviewed the car, you barely talked about its features, but that's because it is really comparable to what I probably would have mentioned in my BYD Dolphin review, which you can find linked on screen or somewhere on Awesome EV's socials. Then make sure to let me know in the comments what you'd like to see next. And I think if this video does well, my dad might give me permission to take it out for another spin. What am I saying? I'm an adult woman and I'll just ask him and he'll probably say yes. I'm going to stop talking now and hopefully I'll see you guys next time. Bye.